Mula sa langit bumakaw, may nilatang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang isat ng matao at may tagumpay na nagniningning. Ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng mahati pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang ligaya na pag may mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to the 2024 Annual Stockholders Meeting of Monde Nissin Corporation. I am Mike Pasca, Chief Investor Relations Officer of Monde Nissin Corporation. Today's annual stockholders meeting is being conducted virtually through the Convene AGM online platform. Present in this meeting are members of Monde Nissin Corporation's Board of Directors, namely Chairperson Emeritus Mr. Hartono Quifanos, Chairperson of the Board and ex-com member Ms. Cataline Darmono, Vice Chairperson of the Board Mr. Juliono Quifanos, Director, President, and ex-com member Ms. Betty Young, Director, CEO, and ex-com chairperson, Mr. Henry Sosanto, Treasurer and Director, Ms. Monica Darmono, Lead Independent Director, Chairperson of the Risk and Related Party Transactions Committee, and ex-com member, Ms. Nina Perpetua Aguas, Independent Director and Chairperson of the Corporate Governance, Nominations, and Remuneration Committee, Ms. Marie Elaine Teo, and Independent Director and Chairperson of the Audit Committee, Ms. Annabelle Chua. Also joining us are Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Jesse Teo, Corporate Secretary, Attorney Helen Tew, and members of Monde's management. We also have with us former DTI Secretary Ramon Lopez, who has been nominated as an independent director for election by the stockholders at this meeting. Finally, we also have with us representatives from our external auditor, SGV & Company, led by Engagement Partners, Ms. Edith Estacio and Mr. Roel Lucas. The results of the final tabulation of votes with full details of the affirmative or negative votes or abstentions in connection with the agenda items up for voting will be validated by Isla Lapana and Company, PwC Philippines, and reflected in the minutes of this meeting. Please note that this virtual meeting is being recorded. I would now like to turn this meeting over to the CEO and ex-com chairman, Mr. Henry Sosanto, who will be the presiding officer and acting chairman for the stockholders meeting. He will be presiding over the meeting from Monde's principal office at Felix Reyes Street, Barangay Balibago, Santa Rosa City, Laguna, Philippines.
Thank you, Mike. Good morning, everyone. I would like to thank our valued stockholders for participating via live streaming in the annual stockholders meeting of Monde Nissin Corporation. In particular, stockholders who are participating in absentia and who will be voting through the Convene AGM online voting portal, as well as stockholders who have submitted their proxies to the corporate secretary. The meeting is now called to order. Ms. Corporate Secretary, may I know if you have complied with the notice requirement for this annual stockholder meeting?
Mr. Chairman, we have complied with the notice requirement. I hereby certify that in accordance with Monde's bylaws, SEC Memorandum Circular Number 6, Series of 2020 on meetings conducted via remote communication, an SEC notice dated February 23, 2024 on alternative modes for distributing the notice of meeting, information statement, and other documents in connection with the holding of the company's annual stockholders meetings in 2024. I have caused notice of this stockholders meeting, the information statements, and materials related to this ASM to be distributed to stockholders of record as of record date May 31, 2024, through the following methods. A, by publication in both online and print formats on the Philippine Star and the Manila Bulletin on June 5 and 6, 2024, the last publication being made at least 21 days prior to this ASM. By posting on the website of Monde Nissin Corporation at www.mondenisin.com and by disclosure through the Philippine Stock Exchange Edge Investors Portal at www.edge.pse.com.ph. Further, the electronic copies of our definitive information statement, the 2023 annual audited consolidated financial statements, the minutes of the previous stockholders meeting, and other ASM materials are available on our website, on Convene AGM online platform, and on the PSE's Edge portal.
Stockholders of record having been duly notified of this meeting. May I know from the corporate secretary whether we have a quorum?
Mr. Chairman, based on the record of attendance of today's meeting, there are present at this meeting by proxy, by voting in absentia through the Convene AGM online platform, and by participation through remote communication, stockholders owning or representing 15,257,375,963 common shares out of Monde Nissin's 17,968,611,496 total outstanding shares. As such, stockholders entitled to vote, representing at least 84.91% of the outstanding capital stock, is present at this meeting with the final count to be reflected in our minutes. I therefore certify that there is a quorum for this meeting in accordance with Monde Nissin's bylaws and the revised corporation code.
There being a quorum, may I request the corporate secretary to share the rules of conduct and voting procedures for this meeting, including the measures adopted by the company to provide the stockholders the opportunity to participate in the meeting to the same extent possible as an in-person meeting.
Mr. Chairman, the rules of conduct and voting procedures were set forth in the definitive information statement and the explanation of agenda items, which form part of the notice of annual stockholders meeting. I would just like to highlight to our stockholders the following. 1. The agenda for this meeting covers a range of matters requiring the vote of stockholders. These matters were included in the notice sent to stockholders for this meeting. Stockholders were also given the opportunity to propose matters for inclusion in the agenda pursuant to the applicable rules and regulations of the SEC and Monde Nissin's internal guidelines. 2. Stockholders have been notified that questions received through the Convene AGM portal by 5 p.m. of June 19, 2024 will be given priority. Questions received from stockholders by June 19, if any, will be collated and answered during the Q&A portion, which will be taken up under other business part of this meeting. Monde, through its Investors Relation team, will respond via email to questions not taken up during today's Q&A. 3. There are 6 agenda items to be voted on or acted upon by the stockholders. Each such agenda item will be shown on the screen at the same time it is being taken up in the course of the meeting. 4. Beginning June 6, 2024, Convene AGM portal registered stockholders were able to cast their votes on the agenda items. They may also cast their votes in real time, as the polls will remain open until the end of this meeting for stockholders who have successfully registered on the portal. 5. Alternatively, stockholders were also provided with the option of appointing the Chief Executive Officer as their proxy. 6. A preliminary tabulation was made of votes cast as of close of business on June 27, 2024. I will be referring to this preliminary tabulation when reporting the voting results for each agenda item during the meeting. However, the results of the final tabulation of votes with full details of the affirmative or negative votes or abstentions will be validated by Isla de Pana and Company and reflected in the minutes of the meeting. We thank our stockholders who have voted through the Convene AGM online portal or by proxy. We encourage all stockholders attending via live feed today to vote using the Convene AGM online portal, which will remain open until the end of this meeting. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Ms. Corporate Secretary. Let us now proceed to the first item of the agenda. The approval of the minutes of the annual stockholders meeting held on June 30, 2023, an electronic copy of which is available on Monde's website and was attached to the definitive information statement as Annex E. Ms. Corporate Secretary, please present the proposed resolution and voting result on this item.
Mr. Chairman, management is proposing the adoption of resolution number S-1-2024 for the approval of the minutes of the annual stockholders meeting held on June 30, 2023. The resolution is shown on the screen. Resolution number S-1-2024 states, resolved that we stockholders of Monde Nissin Corporation approve as we hereby approve the minutes of the annual stockholders meeting held on June 30, 2023. Regarding the voting results on this item, stockholders owning 15,257,375,963 common shares, representing 84.91% of the total outstanding capital stock of Monde, have voted for the adoption of resolution number S-1-2024. Accordingly, resolution number S-1-2024 has been approved.
Thank you. The minutes are hereby approved as presented. Let us now proceed to the next item of the agenda. The presentation of management report comprising A, the message of the board chairperson, B, the report of the chief financial officer, and C, the report of the chief executive officer. I now turn you over to our chairperson of the board, Ms. Catalin Darmono, for her message.
Thank you, Henry. Good morning and greetings to our stockholders and members of the Monde Nissin Board of Directors and colleagues. It is a pleasure to welcome you to our 2024 Annual Stockholders Meeting. In 2023, we continue to make way towards our corporation aspiration to improve the well-being of people and the planet and create sustainable solutions for food security. While macroeconomic challenges have abated, they still pose a risk to the economic conditions of consumers and the company. Philippine inflation ended at 6% for the full year 2023, with inflation for food and non-alcoholic beverages clocking in higher at 7.9%. Such an environment calls us to do our business more responsibly and sustainably, keeping food security and the well-being of people as our North Star. We at Monde Nissin have been conscious of our products' affordability and availability during last year's inflationary environment and proactive in managing our various costs and expenses. We have also taken numerous initiatives to ensure our company's long-term sustainability across our businesses, and these have already shown some positive outcome over the past few quarters. Now, I would like to turn it over to our CEO, Henry Susanto, and CFO, Jessie Theo, to provide the management report on our full year 2023 results, along with highlights so far this year.
Thank you, Chairperson Kathleen, and greeting to our stockholders, board of directors, and colleagues. Monde Nissin has learned much about the value of agility in 2023. Quick responses to the challenging environment for both our Asia branded food and beverages business, or APAC PFB, and meat alternative business led to strong business performance. Altogether, Monde Nissin reached all-time high revenue of 80.2 billion in 2023, increase of 9.2% versus 2022 on a comparable basis. This was achieved through initiatives that strengthen our leading market position, along with other programs that help us achieve a strong operational and financial performance for the year 2023. Our APAC BFB business benefited from robust consumer demand, resulting in a full-year net sales growth of 12.6% year-on-year, aided by both volume and pricing actions across all categories. Our meat alternative business, the producer of corn microprotein products, achieved 32.3% market share for the full year of 2023, despite challenges in the retail segment, while food service performed better. 2023 had a challenging operating environment, but we approached issue head-on and made necessary adjustments to our business, while also keeping our consumers in mind. And with that, I would like to turn it over to CFO Jesse to provide more details on our full year 2023 financials and recent developments.
Thank you, Henry, and good day to everyone. Consolidated revenue for the full year 2023 ended at a record 80.2 billion pesos, increasing by 9.2% on a comparable basis, largely driven by volume growth in our APAC BFB categories. By business, full-year net sales for the APAC BFB business increased by 12.6% to 65.9 billion. Meanwhile, revenues from the meat alternative business declined by 4.3% on a comparable basis to 14.2 billion, reflecting the continuing challenging environment of this category. Our APAC BFB business made up 82% of total sales as of full year 2023. The full year net sales growth of 12.6% for this business was driven by an increase in volume across all categories, led by noodles and supported by pricing action. The domestic business, in particular, grew 11.9% year-on-year to 61.6 billion in 2023 due to volume growth across all categories. On the other hand, our meat alternative business comprised 18% of total sales for the full year 2023. While revenue declined year-on-year as category headwinds persisted, our sustained UK market share and growth in food service supported the business. With our portfolio of value products, we sustained our market-leading position despite market share dips in some categories. For noodles, we achieved market share gains as volume grew, with our flagship brand Lucky Me driving category growth. Our strong performance in this category was driven by our Kasalo Pack. For cups, we launched Shrimp Tonkatsu Go Cup and made our most popular cup products sachet-free to improve our competitive positions. Efforts such as these are why our flagship brand, Lucky Me, was once again recognized by the Kantar Brand Footprint Report as the #1 most chosen brand in the Philippines for the 9th consecutive year in 2024. Next, biscuits. This business experienced a marginal dip due to higher competition, but remain among the top players in the category at #2. We are rejuvenating our core brands through strengthened value proposition and equity building activities, especially our legacy brand, Skyflakes. Now others, which consists of strategic partnerships with strong brands in the culinary and beverages categories. For culinary, Mamacita Oyster Sauce retained its #1 position despite some market share decline due to supply of certain SKUs we had in the first half of 2023. We have made good progress and are now back to growing share. Penetration continues to drive Mamacita's performance as the oyster sauce subcategory now has a 52% penetration among Filipino households, with Mamacita having the lion's share of the category penetration. We have successfully marketed the value of oyster sauce as a versatile and complete culinary aid that can replace soy sauce. For beverages, Dutch milk yogurt drink saw share gains as consumer preferred milk-based beverages for their kids. Purchase frequency also increased with more regular in-person schooling. This, together with our improved distribution and brand penetration, further solidified our market leadership. Lastly, Delight continues to be a formidable challenger in the cultured milk space with significant market share increase. We now have a 26% value share nationwide, despite primarily trading only in Luzon. We previously announced that we are expanding beyond Luzon, and so far, early progress in Visayas is good. Lastly, on our meat alternative business, in the UK, which is our biggest market, we are able to maintain our #1 position in retail despite the ongoing category challenges. Food service has been steadily contributing to the business through the quarters, with its highest sales quarter achieved in the fourth quarter of 2023. This is driven by the strong performance of food service in the UK and Europe. We recognize the headwinds facing the meat alternative category from the inflationary environment in the UK. We therefore undertook an operational restructuring in the first half of 2023 to address challenges in the business. In addition, the business received a significant risk reduction measure in the fourth quarter of 2023, consisting of financial support offered by Monde Nissin's controlling family shareholders to meaningfully protect the valuation of the meat alternative business for the next 10 years. Next, returning to the consolidated level, on profitability, core net income attributable to stockholders increased by 15.7% to 7.6 billion, primarily driven by increasing gross profit and managed operating expenses. However, our reported net figure ended at a loss of 625 million, mainly due to a non-cash, non-operating impairment in our meat alternative business, partially offset by a guarantee asset gain. The growth in core bottom line also translated to more cash, generating more than double the cash compared to a year ago. Our strong operating cash flow led to an all-time high cash and cash equivalent balance, and this enabled us to return value to shareholders via dividends and further repayment of our external GBP debt in the first quarter of 2024. Together with the controlling family shareholders' financial support, we are happy that we paid out 2.2 billion in dividends this month. This translates to a dividend of 12 centavos per share, similar to our dividend payout last time in January. Including our dividend payout in January 2024, we returned 4.4 billion to shareholders this year. All in all, we believe that the business fundamentals remain solid, as reflected in our strong balance sheet and healthy ratios, allowing us to pursue investments in our brands and products. Now I turn you over back to Henry to speak on our long-term strategies.
Thank you, Jesse. Long term, we see a long runway for each of our businesses. For APAC PFP, we will leverage our expertise on innovation, brand building, health, sustainability, and convenience to create products that address consumer demand. For meat alternative, cost and cash discipline continues to be the key focus for us. We are undertaking initiatives that would address the challenges while protecting our growth drivers. Talk about the ESG targets. This aligns with our corporate aspiration and allow us to become a better businesses. Alongside our progress in our sustainability journey. Our efforts to concretize and operationalize sustainability at the company continue to bear fruit in 2023. With a mindset of constant improvement, we continue to drive positive impact in making better food accessibility possible, making eco-efficiency possible, making inclusivity possible, and making collective actions possible. Each of our sustainability strategic pillars supports certain United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. We believe we'll be able to progress in making better possible. Recent development. All these have helped us ensure the short-term sustainability and business opportunities of our company. Our consolidated revenue for the first quarter increased by 2.1% to 20.3 billion on a comparable basis. APAC BFP's net sales for the first quarter increased by 2.2% to 16.9 billion pesos. The domestic business grew by 2.0% year-on-year to 15.8 billion pesos. Meanwhile, meat alternative revenue grew 1.6% to pesos 3.4 billion on a comparable basis in the first quarter due to the continued category softness. The UK meat alternative business declined due to the challenging retail market, but food service revenue is doing okay. CapEx for APAC BFP. We will continue to be prudent with the capital we have. We remain bullish in our CapEx projection for APAC BFP business as we strive to fulfill strong demand and maintain volume momentum. For meat alternative, we will have more modest CapEx budget, mainly geared towards cost-saving projects. Let's talk about the theme of Monde. This is a manifestation of our aspiration to improve the well-being of people and the planet, which drives our holistic support to stakeholders through developing better and healthier products for our consumers, extending financial value to our shareholders, and promoting a productive mindset with our employees. All this is possible with the collaboration and care of our people. We are most grateful and highly appreciative of the effort they have made in the past year. I would like to thank our stakeholders for the support given us all the time. May we continue this journey of constant improvement together. I'm confident that the company will uphold our value of ethical and sustainable innovation for the betterment of people and the planet. Thank you. May I now ask the Corporate Secretary to present the proposed resolution regarding the management report and the voting result.
Mr. Chairman, management is proposing the adoption of resolution number S-2-2024 for the stockholders to take note of the management report, which consists of the message of the board chairman or chairperson, the report of the chief financial officer, and the report of the chief executive officer. The resolution is shown on the screen. Resolution number S-2-2024 states, resolved that we, the stockholders of Monde Nissin Corporation, note, as we hereby note, the corporation's management report comprising of the message of the chairperson of the board, the report of the chief financial officer, and the report of the chief executive officer. Regarding the voting results of this resolution, stockholders owning 15,257,375,963 common shares, representing 84.91% of the total outstanding capital stock of Monde, have voted for the adoption of resolution number S-2-2024. Therefore, resolution number S-2-2024 has been approved.
The management report is hereby noted. Let us now proceed to the next item on the agenda, which is the ratification of the 2023 annual audited consolidated financial statements. May I ask the corporate secretary to present the proposed resolution regarding the ratification of the 2023 annual audited consolidated financial statements of Monde Nissin Corporation and its subsidiaries and the voting results.
Mr. Chairman, an electronic copy of Monde's 2023 annual audited consolidated financial statements was attached to the definitive information statement as part of its Annex D management report, which was made available on Monde's website, on PSE Edge portal, and on the Convene AGM online portal. Management is proposing the approval of resolution number S-3-2024 for the ratification of the 2023 annual audited consolidated financial statements of Monde Nissin Corporation and its subsidiaries. The resolution is shown on the screen. Resolution number S-3-2024 states, resolve that we, the stockholders of Monde Nissin Corporation, ratify as we hereby ratify the annual consolidated financial statements of the corporation and its subsidiaries for the year ended December 31, 2023, as audited by its external auditor, Sisib Gores, Velayo and Company. As to the voting results of this item, stockholders owning 15,257,375,963 common shares, representing 84.91% of the total outstanding capital stock of Monde, have voted for the adoption of resolution number S-3-2024. Therefore, resolution number S-3-2024 has been approved.
Thank you, Ms. Corporate Secretary. The annual consolidated financial statement of Monde Nissin Corporation and its subsidiary for the year ended December 31st, 2023, as audited by its external auditor, SGV and Company, are hereby ratified. The next item in the agenda is the ratification of all acts of the Board of Directors, Board Committees, Officers, and Management for the period of June 30, 2023 to June 28, 2024. May I ask the Corporate Secretary to present the proposed resolution regarding this matter and the voting results.
Mr. Chairman, our Board of Directors and Management seek ratification of all acts and resolutions of the Board of Directors, the Executive Committee, and other board committees, which were adopted from June 30, 2023 until today, June 28, 2024. These acts and resolutions are summarized in the explanation and rationale of agenda items portion of the definitive information statement. They include the election of members of the various board committees and the lead independent director, the appointment of officers, the appointment of attorneys in fact and authorized signatories, capital allocation and disbursement of funds to subsidiaries, treasury-related matters, investments, approval of authority to enter into certain agreements, arrangements, and other contracts needed by the company concerning transactions in the normal course of business, and matters covered by disclosures to the SEC and the PSE. Stockholders' ratification is also being sought for the acts of officers and management taken to implement the resolutions of the board, the executive committee, and other board committees, or performed in the general conduct of our business or pursuant to our bylaws, done or performed from June 30, 2023 to June 28, 2024. We are showing on the screen resolution number S-4-2024. Resolution number S-4-2024 states, resolve that we, stockholders of Monde Nissin Corporation, ratify as we hereby ratify each and every act and/or resolution from June 30, 2023 to June 28, 2024 of the Board of Directors, the Executive Committee, and other board committees exercising powers delegated by the Board of Officers and Management of the Corporation perform in accordance with the resolutions of the Board, the Executive Committee, and the board committees, or pursuant to the bylaws of the corporation. On the voting results, stockholders owning 15,257,375,963 common shares, representing 84.91% of the total outstanding capital stock of Monde, have voted for the adoption of resolution number S-4-2024. Consequently, resolution number S-4-2024 has been approved.
Thank you, Ms. Corporate Secretary. Each and all acts and all resolutions for the period June 30, 2023 to June 28, 2024 of the Board of Directors and each board committee of officers and management of the company are hereby ratified. The next order of the business is the election of the 9 members of the Board of Directors of the company for ensuing year. May I please ask Corporate Secretary to present the list of nominees for election to the board?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Monde Nissin Corporation recognizes the importance of diversity in the membership of its board of directors. Its incumbent board comprises individuals of diverse ages, nationalities, religious affiliation, and genders, and spans a broad range of business and educational backgrounds. This diversity puts Monde's board in the best position to provide meaningful value to the company and its stockholders, consistent with Monde's core aspiration to improve the well-being of people and the planet and create sustainable solutions for food security. Guided by the foregoing and pursuant to Monde's corporate governance, nominations, and remuneration committee's rules governing nomination and election of directors, the following nominees have been nominated as members of the Board of Directors and have consented to their respective nominations. 1. Hartono Quifanus. 2. Catalin Darmono. 3. Hediono Quifanus. 4. Betty Ang. 5. Henry Sosanto. 6. Monica Darmono. 7. Nina Perpetua D. Aguas for Independent Director. 8. Annabel L. Chua for Independent Director. And 9. Ramon Felicissimo M. Lopez for Independent Director.
Thank you very much, Ms. Corporate Secretary. May we have the result of the election?
Mr. Chairman, there being only 9 nominees for the 9 seats, the affirmative votes in favor of those nominated have been tabulated, and each of the 9 nominees has garnered at least 15,239,270,103 affirmative votes, or at least 84.81% of the total outstanding capital stock of Monde. Given this, I hereby certify that each of the nominees has received enough votes for election to the board. Our proposed resolution number S-5-2024 is shown on the screen. Resolution number S-5-2024 states, resolved that we, stockholders of Monde Nissin Corporation, elect, as we hereby elect, the following directors of the corporation to serve as such beginning June 28, 2024, until their successors are elected and have duly qualified. Hartono Quifanus, Catalin Darmono, Hediono Quifanus, Betty T. Ang, Henry Sosanto, Monica Darmono, Nina Perpetua D. Aguas for Independent Director, Annabel L. Chua for Independent Director, Ramon Felicissimo M. Lopez for Independent Director. Given that each nominee has secured at least 84.81% votes in his or her favor, accordingly, resolution number S-5-2024 has been approved.
Thank you, Ms. Corporate Secretary. The next item in the agenda is the election of external auditor and the approval of its audit fee. May we request the chairperson of the audit committee to please present.
The Audit Committee performs oversight functions over the company's external auditor by, among others, assessing its integrity and independence and the effectiveness of its audit processes, This is critical given the key role of the external auditor in providing objective assurance with respect to Monde's financial statements. Mr. Chairman, in the performance of this oversight function, the Audit Committee has evaluated the performance of Monde's incumbent external auditor, SyCip Gorres and Velayo and Company, for the past year, and the Audit Committee is satisfied with its performance. The Audit Committee and the Board of Directors have agreed to endorse for stockholders' approval the appointment of accounting firm SyCip Gorres Velayo and Company as Monde's external auditor for the calendar year 2024 for an audit fee of 15,605,000 pesos, exclusive of value-added taxes for year-end audit and audit-related services.
Thank you very much, Director Chua. Ms. Corporate Secretary, may we have the proposed resolution on this item and the voting result?
Mr. Chairman, the Board of Directors and Management are proposing the adoption of Resolution Number S-6-2024 for the appointment of Monde's external auditor and the fixing of its remuneration. The resolution is being shown on the screen. Resolution Number S-6-2024 states, resolve that we, the stockholders of Monde Nissin Corporation, approve as we hereby approve the appointment of accounting firm SyCip Gorres Velayo and Company as the external auditor of the corporation for the calendar year 2024 for an audit fee of 15,605,000, exclusive of value-added taxes for its audit and audit-related services. On the voting results, I am pleased to report stockholders owning 15,257,375,963 common shares representing 84.91% of the total outstanding capital stock of the Monde have voted for the adoption of Resolution Number S-6-2024. Consequently, Resolution Number S-6-2024 has been approved.
Thank you, Ms. Corporate Secretary. The appointment of SyCip Gorres Velayo and Company as our external auditor for the calendar year 2024 for an audit fee of 15,605,000 pesos ex-VAT for its audit and audit-related service has been approved. Are there any other matters that require consideration from the stockholders?
There is none, Mr. Chairman. The stockholders were given the opportunity to submit proposals for agenda items for possible inclusion in today's agenda, but we did not receive any.
Thank you, Ms. Corporate Secretary. We will now address questions or comments from our stockholders. And I'm turning the floor over to Mr. Mike Pasca, our Chief Investor Relations Officer, for the response to the stockholders' queries.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I will read aloud the questions or comments together with the name of the stockholder who sent them. First question comes from stockholder Aaron Jarek M. Legaspi. Can you provide more color on the APAC CapEx budget?
Sure. So we are building more capacity. We have started building capacity in our Davao plant for cakes and biscuits. This also includes a long-term lease that we have paid for new site in Pampanga.
Thank you. Second question comes from the same stockholder. Regarding the gross margin for APAC BFB, how sustainable is that margin for the rest of the year?
I'll take that question on. We have good lock-in positions as we shared during our earnings call. So we have reasonable expectations that the gains can be continued. We are quite confident on the year-on-year improvements, but sequential improvements depends on other factors like the US dollar peso exchange rate.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, there are no further questions.
Thank you, Mike. That concludes the 2024 annual stockholders meeting on Monde Nissin Corporation, and the meeting is hereby adjourned. The link to the video recording of this meeting will be posted on the company's website. Stockholders may raise any issue, clarification, or concern within 2 weeks from the posting of the link by sending an email to the email address flashed on the screen. We thank all of you for joining us today and for your continued support to Monde Nissin Corporation. I wish all of you well, and please stay safe. Thank you very much.